Hi dear Lyric Services, Tricia Warner with your weekly Pilates work. Today we're going to do a dynamic warm-up, some work with our TheraBand, and I'm going to continue to introduce you to the concepts of hypopressive breathing. So we're going to start our warm-up in standing today. Grab your band, we'll need that, but not for the first thing. So you can put that down next to you. We're going to start in standing with a little bit of kind of a stance warm up here. So you're gonna bring 1 foot forward and 1 foot back, okay? And now your legs need to be as far apart as they can be, but keeping the back heel down. So if you step back like this and you can't get your back heel down, bring it in a little bit so that you can get that back heel down. The front knee is gonna be soft. And then we're just gonna bend the front knee and straighten the front knee. So it's not a big motion here, but as you bend your knee, you'll feel the stretch down the back of the calf of the leg that's in back there. So it requires a little balance, to come into this position, but you're getting a nice stretch down the back of the back leg and the front of the back leg. And then you're gonna pause with the knee bent, and we're gonna lift the back heel up and lower it down. So you're coming up onto the balls of your feet, and you want to try to lift it up as high as you can. So the front knee again is soft. You're lifting the back heel up and down. 6 more. 1, 2, 3. Nice and tall posture. And pause. Now we're going to step onto our front leg, lift the back leg up into a knee lift, and then step it back to the ball of your foot. You can add a little bit of arms with this if you like, for a little bit more of a challenge. It's just a little bit of a running arm. And 5, 6, so the opposite arm comes forward as the knee comes up. If you lose your balance like I did, just come back to it. And last one. Very good. We're going to switch and do the same thing on the other side. So step the other foot behind you, as far back as you can go, keeping the heel down. So it may be closer. If your calves are tight, don't expect it to be a big range of motion, but expect it to get better with what we're doing. You're gonna bend the front knee and straighten it. You can bring your hands to your sides or down or across your chest, wherever you feel like they need to be. I just feel like I just wanna let them hang. Dangle and relax. Relax all the tension from your shoulders. 2 more. Keep the front knee bent as you lift the back heel up and down. Really try to lift it through the full range of motion here. You want to get toe extension, and you do that by lifting that heel all the way up and all the way down. Slow and controlled. And as always, pain-free. None of this should bother you in any way, shape, or form. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step onto the front leg, bring the back leg up to a knee lift. Step it back and lift 2. Opposition of the arms, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming right back onto the ball of your foot. And last one, 10. Great job. All right, we're gonna come into a little bit of a side body warm-up now. So you're gonna separate your feet nice and wide, turn the feet out, hands come to your hips. First thing you're gonna do is stick your rear end back, okay, without falling over. So stick your rear end back like this. Then you're gonna bend one knee and bend the other. And we're just going side to side, opening up those inner thighs a little. To make it more challenging, just step the feet away more, bend deeper, and stick those hips way back so that your knee is staying, see if I can get you there, over you go, over the foot. 2 more, and last one. Great job. Pause here. All right, we're gonna come into a little bit of a forward roll down here, so you can stand with your feet a little bit like hip width apart. Inhale, length through your spine. As you exhale, nod your chin towards your chest, round your back. Come real easy. Keep a softness in your knees. Don't lock out your knees.
keep a softness as you round up and over the front of your body. Just observe how this feels. Does it feel tight? Does it feel easy? Take note of how far down you're going, and then coming back up.
We're gonna revisit that a little bit later.
Okay,
And now we're gonna come onto our mat. So go ahead and come onto your back. Grab your band, keep it next to you. We're gonna do a little pelvic tilt warm up here for the low back. You're gonna inhale, rock the pelvis forward, creating a small space in your low back. Exhale, bring the low back down to the mat, and inhale back to the rocking forward. Exhale, rocking back. And you're just going forward and back. Few more. This is a nice one to kind of relax your mind a little bit. Sometimes these movements that we do in Pilates is a real mind-body experience, and you have to think so much about the breath and the movement and the coordination of what you're doing. It's hard to think about other things that may be stressing you out, and that's where like the mental health aspect of doing these programs with me comes into play. Is it's kind of a nice break for your mind to stop thinking about all the stressors in your life and just focusing on your health and well-being. Bring your arms out to the side like a T. You're gonna go palms down. Separate your feet nice and wide on the mat. You know what's coming next, right? Go ahead and rock your knees over to one side. That stretch that I try to work into every weekly workout because of all the things we do. This is in the top 5 of importance to reverse the negative impacts of sitting all day in our cars, at our desks, on our couches, wherever we're sitting, and our kitchen tables. Just opening up those hips nice and getting some spine rotation. Great. Now bring your feet in a little closer. So you're about hip width apart. We're gonna add the TheraBand to our bridge today. So grab your band and put it right over the front of your hips. And you're gonna hold your arms stiff down to the floor. So that your arms are glued to the floor. The band is pulled a little taut over the hips. Nice long spine. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, hold that band down and press the hips up into it, increasing the work of the back body to push against that resistance. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, you got it, 7, and 8. Great job. Set your hips down. We're gonna bring one foot up into the band. So if you can't lasso your foot in this position, just come onto your side, sit back up, put the band under the bottom of your foot, and then go back down the same way you got here, okay? That's the back safer way of doing it. So hold that band close into your body and stretch the leg that's in the band out nice and long. You're gonna float that leg up until you feel a stretch down the back of it, and then push your foot into the band and stretch it all the way down to the mat. Now to make this stretch more challenging, stretch the other leg out. So it's up to you which way you wanna do it. Listen to your body on this day. Good, so some days you'll get there with the straight leg, other days you might not. This feels pretty stiff for me today. I did a little bit of sitting today, a lot of driving today. Couple more here. You might notice it gets a little further as you go. And last one. Good, pause here. We're gonna open the leg out to the side. Stretch it not only down towards the floor, but up towards your head without letting the opposite hip come up. And then float it across the other way. We're gonna open and close. Good. Stretching these muscles out nice and long. When you come across your body, you're getting a nice IT band stretch here. Let's do 2 more. All right, that feels pretty good. Now we're gonna take the band off the foot and you're gonna grab behind the thigh. If you need to bend the knee a little bit, go ahead. You're gonna flex and point the foot. And I want you looking at your foot. Look at your toes, look at your foot. Appreciate the range of motion that you have, but also look and see, you know, are some toes not pulling their weight in this motion? Are some of them getting left behind? If so, give them a little love and attention and say, come on guys, pull back and push forward and see if you can connect your brain to your toes and get them to move a little bit more. Last one. Good. Bend that knee, pull it in nice and close to your chest. Give that hamstring a little break. Just did a lot of lengthening for us. And put the foot down. Let's switch and put the other foot in. Again, you can sit up and do that if you're unable to get it around the bottom of your foot from this position. Hold the band close to you. Stretch the leg all the way up. And then let's float the leg down. So usually I say if you need to keep a little bend in it, go ahead. For this one, I'd rather have you focus on keeping the leg straight and just not letting it come up as high. So try to keep the knee really extended, float it up just to where you can before you bend it, and you'll get a better hamstring stretch. Again, you may straighten the other leg to increase the challenge of the stretch. Ooh, that's tight. Let's do 4 more. 1, just breathe. 2, feel the lengthening happening. And 4, good. Find the pelvis nice and evenly weighted on the mat. As you float the leg out to the side, find a stretch. Lift it back up and come across. You'll notice one side you'll feel more than the other, right? My left leg is always a little tighter. Make sure we're still breathing, inhaling as you open, exhaling as you close. Let's do 2 more here. And pause here. Take your band off your foot and grab behind the knee. Flexing and pointing the foot. So this is the one where you can bend the knee because we're really focusing on ankle toe range of motion here. Working the foot, point and flex, and point and flex. Look at the foot. Look at the motion you have. Take note of it, maximize it. Also look at the skin while you're here. If you're busy and you don't take a lot of time to look at your foot when you're drying off after the shower or putting on lotion or, you know, doing your self-care or hygiene stuff, now's a good time. You know, some days I'm just busy. I quick dry, throw my foot in a shoe and out the door, right? But now is the time to kind of look at your skin. Make sure it looks good. And then bend your knee, pull it in nice and close to your chest. I found a tick on one of my patients today on her lower calf. And I sent her to the walk-in to get it removed and get some antibiotics. She doesn't look at her legs very much. I don't know how long it was on her, but she was outside gardening, and it's time to do our tick checks if you're in New England. I don't know about other parts of the country, but they're out. And put that foot down. And then bend the other one up. All right, we're gonna come into our rib breathing from here, and then we're gonna move into our first introduction to hypopressive breathing. So last week we talked about the rest breath, breathing into our rib cage and feeling that movement. I'm gonna have you walk your feet out so that they're about 45 degrees bent. So we do this a lot, right? So move them way out onto your heels and pull the toes back. That's why we warmed up our ankles and our toes a little bit. So you're in this position here. It's an active position. They're not resting. You're about hip width apart. It's pretty narrow. All right, hands are on the side of your rib cage. Spine is nice and long. Pelvis is in neutral. We warmed that up too. We're not arched, we're not pressed. We're right in the middle. Just a teeny space in the low back. Long spine, okay? Hands on the side of your rib cage. A lot of people go lower. Your rib cage is up pretty high. So find it with your fingers, dig if you have to, find the rib cage. Relax your shoulders, breathe in through your nose and feel your ribs expand into your hands. Feel them open like an accordion. As you exhale, let the air come out of your mouth like you're fogging a mirror. And again, you're gonna inhale through the nose, feel the ribs expand. Exhale through the mouth, fogging the mirror, feel the ribs close. But don't actively try to close them, just feel them kind of deflate as you breathe out. Last rib breath, and then I'll explain to you what's gonna happen next. Inhale to open the rib cage. Exhale, let the air out through your mouth. And relax your breathing. So at the end of that third rest breath, what we're gonna do next is you're going to work your breath into a false breath. It's an apnea. It's a vacuum of the intra-abdominal space. So what needs to happen in order to create this vacuum is you need to close your nose, mouth, and throat. And then actively open your rib cage with your muscles that we found, those intercostal muscles. You're gonna exhale your breath, close your nose, mouth, and throat, and then actively open the rib cage without breathing in. What that's gonna do is it's going to pull the diaphragm up, mobilize the organs here in our midsection, lift the pelvic floor, engaging your transverse abdominis muscle in a fantastic way. Really good for core activation. I think I mentioned in last week's video, this is a very new concept in the United States. It's very popular in Spain and in Brazil. It was originated in Spain based off of a yoga breath called Unalundi Bindi. It's a hypopressive breath, it's called. And it has many, many health benefits. So some including pelvic floor health for people who have incontinence, constipation, prolapse, sexual dysfunction. Because of the way it engages the diaphragm muscle and the pelvic floor muscles work synergistically with the diaphragm, there have been many studies that have shown the pelvic floor benefits. Like I mentioned just a second ago, transverse abdominis, a very challenging muscle to tap into for core strengthening, happens automatically with this breath. Also very good to strengthen the back body, the multifidi, those spine stabilizers in different positions. So it's called hypopressive breathing if you wanted to do a little bit more research on it. The studies are there. I went to a whole weekend course about it, and that's why I'm sharing with it components of it with you. So I just want to demonstrate the rib breath so you get an idea of what it looks like. So I'll show you just in standing. You're going to inhale, open the ribs. This is the third one. And you're laying down for this, so just wait. Exhale, let the air out. Close the nose, mouth, and throat. Open the rib cage. Inhale, exhale, let it all come out. So by opening the rib cage, you're creating this vacuum. Let's play with it. So stay in your position. Legs are out a little bit on your heels.
Let's do hands on the rib cage. And let's do 3 rest breaths. I'll talk you through the hypopressive apnea breath. Inhale through the nose. If nothing else, the breath with the rest breath is very relaxing to your nervous system. Exhale, let it out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. Soften your belly and your ribs. Let it all hang out. Last one here. Inhale, open. Exhale, let all the air out. Close your nose, mouth, and throat. You can pinch your nose if you want to. Open the rib cage. Without it letting any air in, open the rib cage. Feel that little suction, that pulling open through the abdomen. Inhale. Exhale, let it all the way out. Good. I know you're trying. Great job. Give yourself some time. This takes time to learn, but once you get it, you get it. And studies have shown that it's the most effective exercise at reducing waist circumference. So, which is of course aesthetically pleasing, but it's also a risk factor for many health problems. It's a risk factor for diabetes and heart disease. Doctors measure waist circumference to determine risk of illness. So yes, it looks good to have a smaller waist, right? But it's also much healthier for you. We're gonna change our arms. You're gonna bring your arms out to the side on kind of a diagonal. Palms are going down, fingers are together. Spread your arms long. We've done this concept before. Reach your hands away from each other. Broaden your shoulders. Find that sense of reaching away from you. And then we're gonna do the 3 rest breaths and then a hypopressive breath. Inhale through your nose. Feel the ribs expand. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, grow taller. Last rest breath. Exhale through your mouth. Swallow to close your nose, mouth, and throat. You can pinch your nose if you want to. Open the ribs. Don't let any air in. It's a false breath. Like you're pulling on a straw, but it's blocked and no air is coming in. You're pulling that diaphragm up, creating the suction, and inhale. Exhale, let it all come out. Fantastic. Great job, everybody. Let's turn onto our sides. You can put your bottom arm under your head. We're going to be stacked on our side here. We're engaged now automatically in our waist. That transverse abdominis is on. It should be easier to hold this position if you were able to get the vacuum breath, which, like I said, you may not get today, and that's okay. We will continue to practice it a little bit in our sessions because of the many health benefits, and I think it fits nicely into our program. It's also something you can practice at your desk when you get good at it. All right, so in this sideline position, you're thinking about lifting your waist, your long spine, right? We're gonna lift the top leg off the bottom leg, and we're gonna do little circles the size of a cantaloupe. Circle the leg around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circle the other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring the legs together. Squeeze them together. Lift them up and away from the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job. We're gonna flip over onto our stomachs and prop ourselves up on our elbow, okay? Just a little bit of spine extension here. So we're really connected with our rib cage the past 2 weeks. So feel your rib cage on the mat. We don't pay a lot of attention to our rib cage, right? Protects all of those vital organs. It definitely helps us breathe. So it's important that we identify with our rib cage. So feel the lowest rib down on the mat and just find a little arch in your upper back. If this bothers your low back, slide your arms away from you and lower your chest a little to the floor. Or think about pulling your belly button up away from the floor. So engage those abdominals and that'll support your back as well. So you can try that. Think about lifting your belly button away from the floor, even though it's not going to technically lift up from the floor, but you're actively trying it there. Good, so we're just finding a little spine extension. Great, and now we're gonna lower our chest halfway to the floor and slide your arms out to the side like a T, or like an airplane, right? We're just here. You're hovering your chest and your face off the floor. We're lowering our hands, barely touch the floor, lift them back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hands under your shoulders. Push yourself on up to quadruped. And we're gonna lower our forearms down to the mat. We're coming into a triceps push-up. So you're here, the further forward you lean, the more work it's gonna be for those triceps. So if it's hard, lean back. If you want more, go for it, lean forward. This is a safe place for you to challenge your arm strength. All right, so I'm gonna lean forward, lift the elbows up, lower down. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing 12, so you're halfway there. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great job. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. We're coming into a little cat-cow here. Let's tuck the toes under again. Exhale, round your back. Tuck your tailbone. Press your hands into the floor to deepen that roundness. And then inhale, come to a flat back and gently arch your spine. Exhale, press and round. Inhale, come back into an arch. Exhale, press and round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Good, let's untuck the toes. Sit all the way back into your child's pose. Find a nice stretch in this position. Good, we're gonna spin around and do that side lying on the other side. So come all the way down. Bring that bottom arm under your head. Legs straight and strong, weights lifted. Lift the top leg off hip high and circle it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And lower it back down. Squeeze the legs together. Lift them up and away from the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower all the way down. Great, you can push yourself on up to sitting. We're gonna sit crisscross if you can. If you can't, bring your legs out into a diamond. You can bring the bottoms of your feet together. Let the knees open and see if this is a position that you can sit in comfortably. If not, sit up on a box or a chair. Straighten the legs out, whatever works for you. Arms out to the side. Just find a position where we can side bend. Up and over, and up and over. We're just gonna go nice and easy, side to side. We just worked these side body muscles with those side leg lifts. So now we're just gonna give them a nice gentle stretch. Last one here, and up. Bring your hands to your knees. We're gonna come into a little bit of roundness here. So you're gonna keep the length of your spine as you tuck your tailbone and pull the back of your rib cage, back to the rib cage, all the way back. And then you can use your hands to kind of come up nice and tall. And round, and up, and round, and up. Last one. Good, let's come on up to standing. And we're gonna recheck that roll down. So remember in the beginning when we said, come into your forward bend and see how it feels and where you were? We're gonna do that again right now. So stand nice and even on both feet. Inhale, length through the spine. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest, round your shoulders, rolling up and over the front of your body. See where you are now compared to where we started. I am much, much more mobile here at this time, and it feels much better as well in my body. Inhale, exhale, roll it all the way back up.
That's it for today, guys. So you did it. Great job. I will see you next week as we continue to build on our program. Feel free to revisit this another 1 or 2 times this week to keep practicing. Great job. Take care. Bye-bye.